Hello, everybody. Welcome to the talk show with DJ Gatsby. I'm your host, Jeff DJ Gatsby Wilson, also known as Mr. Grown and Sexy, and in some places, the voice of Urban Lit. We're back with my award-winning talk show featuring African-American authors and literature. Today, my guest is Davian or Clifton, very accomplished author and publisher. He comes from Virginia. I'm going to be talking to him about his latest project, which is called The Real McCoys, and also some previous books that he released, particularly the A Long Road to Redemption book series. So stay tuned, stay where you're at. We'll be right back with author Davian R. Clifton on the talk show with DJ Gatsby.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
Hello, everybody. We're back with the talk show. It's DJ Gatsby. We're here on the set with an author, a good friend of mine. His name is Davian R. Clifton. He's from the Virginia area. Hey, man, listen, let's get right at the gate.
Hey, thanks for having me up here.
Welcome to the show.
I appreciate it.
Also, I want to, before we get started, just want to let everybody know that thanks for watching the talk show with DJ Gatsby. Appreciate all the viewers in Charles County, Maryland, that are watching me on Comcast Channel 99 and Verizon Channel 11, and also the ones watching me on YouTube. You know you can see me all those places,
Most
right?
definitely.
Okay. Yeah, like I said before, it's DJ Gatsby, host of the talk show, and Davian R. Clifton. Now, I want you to tell the viewers a little bit about yourself before we start the interview.
Okay. Well, born and raised in Hampton Roads, Virginia area, the 757, better known as. Family man, I have 5 kids, 2 grandkids. Been writing for a couple years now. Working on my 7th book, actually. Really excited about being an author, but more excited about being a publisher so I can help some other people go across some of those bumps in the road that are, in their book games. The book game is something else.
Okay.
I just want to personally thank you for allowing me up here. This is a good opportunity for, to get my name out here and really, talk to some of the people that's in the urban street lit world as well as the book world, because I see you doing some good things, man.
Yeah. Thanks, by the way. Yeah, man, I reach out to authors, as you know, from all over the country, particularly to support them in their books. I have a concerted effort here in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area because that's where I'm located.
Right.
And so, yeah, authors in Virginia, also authors D.C. and Maryland, I encourage to contact me to come on and talk about your shows and talk about, literature and books. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, thanks a lot for that. Now, you said you born and raised in the Virginia area?
Born and raised. Only left when I went to school, went to the University of Virginia to play football. Came back home, got married, had kids, Been in the 757 my whole life.
All right, now you said you played football.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
All right.
I ain't big for nothing, man.
Okay. Well, you ain't big for nothing.
No, I ain't
what are you, about 6'3", 6'4"?
6'5". Give me all my height.
6'5"?
6'5".
You earned every inch of that, huh?
Earned every inch of it.
All right. Now, about that football thing, it's probably something you didn't know about Davian. He doesn't look this tall in his pictures. But he is a football player. And what high school did you play for?
I went to Western Branch, the Mighty Bruins.
Western Branch, Mighty Bruins. Mm-hmm. You guys win state championships or anything while you were there?
We ain't got there yet, though. We still striving. But we did our thing, And I went to the University of Virginia on a football scholarship, played there. Ended up graduating actually from Hampton University. That's where I finished up at.
Okay. Now, what position did you play when you played?
Defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle.
Yeah, I love to hit people.
All right. Well, listen, we ain't playing football here on the set, man. We talking
about. Be careful, man. I get excited,
All right. Okay. Oh, you said you transferred and went to Hampton?
Yeah. Want to get that black college experience.
Hampton. Where's that school at? It sounds familiar, man.
Hampton.
Oh, that's in Virginia also.
The real HU.
Man, so you went from University of Virginia to Hampton.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Oh, it was a major culture shock. I mean, going from a majority white school to all black school, but it was a blessing because to be honest with you, I think that was the only reason why I was able to graduate. You know, it put me in a position where the professors actually cared about you as an individual. You know, in Virginia, it was classrooms full of 300, 400 students, so you were just a number to them. In Hampton, they knew you. You know, they treat you like your auntie would treat you, like your grandma would treat you. You know, they tell you, boy, you better get your butt in class.
There you go.
And make sure, so I felt obligated to finish there. And, you know, I'm glad. You know, I'm proud of Hamptonian.
Okay, well, big shout out to Hampton. Make sure you make the check out to Davian and Clifton for helping your recruiting process and telling everybody about your school. All right, so you go to Hampton and you graduate from there. What are you doing after that before you start writing books? Before you start publishing, what do you do?
Well, actually, I graduated with a speech pathology degree. I was a speech teacher, so I was working in the school system for a while. Realized that there was no real money in that. You know, sad to say, but it's the truth. You know, being a teacher in the school system.
You teach for the love of teaching, and
that's the only thing you can do it for.
A big shout out to all the teachers out there. We know there's a lot of money in that profession, but we thank you for your contribution and dedication. All right, so you leave the teaching profession.
Yeah, then I decided to try some different things. I worked in call centers for a while as a call center manager. I ended up getting my insurance license, started selling life insurance. You know, I did life insurance for several years, ended up starting a mortgage brokerage. Became a mortgage broker for about 10 years. As a matter of fact, I still do mortgages now. As a matter of fact, I got a book coming out in the next couple of months for that, for first-time home buyers.
We're going to talk about,
we can talk about that
the books in a minute.
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing is a pattern here with working with people and sales.
Most definitely.
Is that a passion of yours?
Most definitely. I've been in marketing my whole life. You know, I was always the one selling. I sold everything I was a newspaper boy. You know, when I was playing ball at Hampton, I had my frat brothers outside selling T-shirts during the game. You know, when the big saying came out, you know, it's a black thing you wouldn't understand. I was the one selling the T-shirts for it.
There you go.
So I've always been a so-called hustler for some reason.
Businessman and an entrepreneur.
Most definitely.
From an early age.
I got to be my own boss. I'm sorry. I'm a great employee, but I'm a better boss.
Okay. Well, all right. So you're in sales. You're doing a lot of other things, working with people. When do you decide to write your first book?
Well, a friend of mine is a publisher, New York publisher. You know, shout out to him. His name is David Hancock with Morgan James Publishers. He's one of my publishers, actually. He asked me one day, you know, have I ever thought about writing? And I'll be honest with you, I hadn't. You know, I got out of school, but I was more of a push out than I was, you know. So when I really started thinking about it and I thought about what I would tell, you know, how I would reach out to my people, you know, that's when I decided to write a book for first-time home buyers, focusing on minorities, because, you know, we're behind in the home ownership, you know, world. Then I thought about, you know, just writing a story, something that, you know, that was on my spirit, you know, something I just wanted to share, you know, about an individual going through a situation, because I was going through something at the time, you know, person who had made it, so to speak, and had made a lot of money and then lost it all. And tell about the struggle of what he had to go through to get it back. And that's when the Long Road to Redemption was born.
Okay, so now, you said you thought about writing a self-help book for home buyers. You still plan on writing that book?
Oh, most definitely. It's written. It's coming out in April, coming out next month.
But you settled on writing A Long Road to Redemption?
Yes.
Now, for those who don't know, haven't seen this book, this is the book, Long Road to Redemption, the original. This is the first book in the series.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit, and we get to get this in the shot. Thanks, Gary, for getting the book in the shot. But tell us a little bit about A Long Road to Redemption.
Well, A Long Road to Redemption is about the main character's name is James Roberts, known as JR. He is a family man, middle class, so-called, you know, successful, has money, houses. You know, he's done a little thing, played a little bit of college ball, a little bit of pro ball. You know, and he even, you know, dabbled in the street life, you know, coming up. You know, school would save him from getting in too deep. But he goes through some bad business deals and it caused him to get locked up. And during that process, he loses everything he had. He lost his money, his house, his cars, everything, and he loses his family. And from the things that he's done on the street, some of the things are coming back at him while he's locked up. So he has to focus on surviving while he's locked up, while focusing on what he's going to do when he gets back on the road. You know, hit the street, so to speak. And it details that struggle that he goes to, because it is a long road to redeem yourself. You know, when you've hurt a lot of people, you know, it's not a quick fix. You know, you might have hurt them, you know, with a bad decision or a quick decision, but it takes a lot longer to redeem yourself doing that. And this story basically redeems that. It shows everything he had to go to, the business decisions that he made, how he got back, to the top, so to speak.
Okay.
And then it started off as one book, but I couldn't let the story go. The story kind of took over, man, and it ended up being a trilogy.
Speaking of the fact it's a trilogy, let me see that second book to make sure you guys see that. This is the second book in the trilogy, A Long Road to Perdition. Now, tell me where JR is in this second book.
In the second book, it details the struggles that he's going through, mainly in his personal life. He's estranged from his wife. He's estranged from his little, I hate to say side chick because that's the terminology a lot of people have.
You can use I don't mean to cut you off, but you can use the term side chick. I mean, there are a couple of TV shows that are out there that are famous for those, that term side chick. I think Being Mary Jane is one of them.
Yeah.
And I think Scandal is another one. Big shout out to all those people who like Scandal, Olivia Pope.
Well, I have to be honest, I'm a Scandalite myself. So.
And Being Mary Jane with that lovely young lady who plays that. But I don't want to get off topic. But, book 2.
So in book 2, like I say, he's dealing with the personal struggles that he had, but he also is experiencing some business success. He started his own supper club and has reached phenomenal success, and he's also decided to write a book, which is kind of similar. And his book is reaching bestseller level. So he's dealing with the popularity, he's also dealing with the struggles of being this so-called celebrity. So it's good and bad, in any situation you're in.
All right, so basically in book 1, he begins this long road to redemption.
Exactly.
In book 2, he's actually experiencing success in reclaiming his name and his fame and his fortune that he had.
Exactly.
All right, so now let's skip to book 3, which is thanks for holding these books, by the way.
No.
That's book 3, the final book in the trilogy. We're not sure yet.
We're not sure yet.
Well, we're at book 3. Tell us a little bit about book 3 and where this series is at right now.
Well, book 3 is dealing with, it's a continuation of 2, but it's showing the results of his decisions that he's made, both personally as well as professionally. His professional life has reached catastrophic. I mean, it's reached, levels that he could never even imagine. He's making more money than he could ever imagine if he was on the street.
He's doing better than he did originally.
He's doing phenomenally.
Okay.
And he's able to bless everybody in his family as a result of it, as well as his side chick, and couldn't find out him having more than one side chick.
Oh, very ambitious young man.
But also because of his bad decisions that he's made in his past, especially when he was in the street life, it causes some people to come after his family. So some of his family gets hurt, as a result of it, and he has to make a decision whether or not he's going to stay on the straight and narrow or go back to the street life and handle things the way that he know how he can handle those. Yeah. So it's while you redeem yourself, a lot of times you find yourself making decisions that you got to decide, okay, how's this decision going to affect, my family? Because a lot of your decisions don't just affect you; they affect
the people around you.
There's a lot of collateral damage that come along with, so-called decisions that you have to make.
All right. Well, listen, it's DJ Gatsby, host of the talk show. We're here with Davian Clifton. We're talking about his A Long Road to Redemption book series, 1, 2, and 3 right here. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back to talk to Davian more about his upcoming books, The Real McCoys and Ebenezer, and also Day Day Publishing.
Every book is an adventure waiting to come to life. Visit new worlds. Encounter new friends. And discover the power of reading. Go to read.gov to read A Princess of Mars, the first novel to feature John Carter. A new world awaits. Read.
We're back with the talk show. It's your host, DJ Gatsby. Still here with my man, Davian Clifton. In the first segment, we talked about his book, A Long Road to Redemption, part 1, 2, and 3. The second part of the interview we're going to do is talk about his upcoming projects, The Real McCoys, Ebenezer, and his publishing company, Day Publishing. Davian, thanks again, man, for being here.
Thank you.
First segment was nice, man. I thought we covered a lot of ground. We talked about that long road to redemption. You left me hanging, though. I asked you if it was a trilogy and would there be a fourth book in the series. Now, what do you got to say about that?
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say. I intended on leaving it on part 3, but I've had a lot of requests for me to continue the story. I haven't decided what I can do. It's there. JR still has life, so to speak. And for those who read part 3, they'll know what I mean. But, you know, we have to see. Right now, you know, Day Publishing is moving to another direction. So JR may reappear in the near future, or
we don't actually know what's going on with JR. All right. Well, that's good enough. I've had a lot of authors who write 3-part trilogies and will say their readers won't let the characters die.
Right.
They won't let the book series stop, and they will constantly badger you about writing a 4th book in the series. We're gonna leave that out there.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with that. You mentioned Day Publishing. That's your publishing company, Day Publishing.
That's correct.
How'd you come up with the name for Day Publishing?
Well, growing up, when I was a kid, Day was my nickname.
Okay.
And that was during a period where I was most creative. You know, as a child, that's when you don't have any boundaries. Your mind will allow you to go wherever you wanted to go. And I thought that would be a great name for this company because I don't want to put any boundaries on that. You know, I'm not just focusing on urban lit. I'm not just focusing on one type of genre. I'm focusing on whatever good writing that comes across my desk. You know, whatever that could be. Right now, I'm working on a romance novel. You know, I have a couple nonfiction projects coming out. I have a manuscript that I just accepted from a young lady in California as a paranormal. You know, something that I would have never thought of doing on my own, but it's a great story.
Speaking of scripts that you have, that you said you got, are you accepting manuscripts for upcoming authors who are looking for a publisher at this time?
Absolutely, and I don't want any limitations on that. Only thing I want is you to be serious about your craft. Meaning, don't send me anything where you didn't take the time to type it up properly. You know, don't worry about the grammatical issues or anything like that. Just something that you're passionate about. I can fix it up, you know, but I need to know that you're really into it. And if it's a good story, we're going to help you. Now, if it's something that we don't accept, we'll still help you publish it as well. You know, we have self-publishing packages that we work with also. Okay.
All right, so that's Day Publishing. Everybody make sure you keep an eye out for Davian and Day Publishing because you're going to have a lot of big things coming in the future. Now, I want to start talking about The Real McCoys. The Real McCoys is the next book that you're going to release.
Yes.
I understand it's due to be released in May.
No, March 15th, this Saturday.
Right. Tell me about that, the release
The
event.
Real McCoys is a very passionate, it's a very action-filled novel. It details the life of the McCoy family. They are a family based out of Virginia Beach, a so-called crime family. But they're very successful in a lot of different areas. They are stellars in their community. They are one of the largest hotel owners in the nation. But of course, they have a dark side as well. And I didn't want to do the typical, you know, mafia type crime family situation. But the McCoys is really, you know, has some super potential. I'm really excited about it. You know, my test readers and the people I've already let, you know, taste it, they're already crying for a part 2 to it.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to read the book.
You would definitely get a copy.
My team had a hand in the book trailer.
Oh, yes. And I'm
that
really
you
excited.
did.
I appreciate it.
And there were some very interesting characters. So tell us a little bit about the characters in The Real McCoys. I know you got the father.
Father, he's Big Mac. Then the son, that's J Mac. I'm keeping it simple. Then the daughter is Princess. And the baby boy is Baby Mac. And then you have the mother, her name is Tootie. Then we have the Colombian drug supplier. His name is Miguel.
What is he? The nemesis? He's a problem maker, or you know, what does he bring to it?
All of the above.
So, he's a friend of J. Mack and McCoy's?
Almost definitely. He's their supplier. So, over the years, he's been a very good friend. But the McCoys are making a move out of the drug business. They're looking to try to make the family legitimate.
Okay.
And of course, that's going to be a problem for Miguel because they're his number one customer.
Wow, that sounds like a very, very interesting book. Now, you said it's due to release in
This
Virginia
Saturday.
at a literary event. Tell us a little bit about the event that's going to take place where McCoy's are going to be released.
The event is the Southeast Authors Showcase. It's starting this Saturday, March the 15th, starting at noon to 6 at the Galleria of the Military Circle Mall in Norfolk, Virginia. This event is something that me and another author put together. Her name is Fanita Pendleton, good friend of mine. We have over 15 authors, all different types of genres. It's basically a mini book fair, but we wanted to allow some authors the opportunity to showcase their talents. We're having book signings, we're having interviews, book releases, photographers are going to be there. We have a couple of news channels, a couple of DJs. It's going to be an awesome event. It's going to last for 7 weeks. We're going to do it each Saturday up until April the 26th.
Okay.
So we're really excited about it. We're looking to actually take the showcase and bring it up to different areas. We're trying to come up here. Sometimes we're looking to come up maybe Tyson's Corner, go up to in the Richmond area, go up to Baltimore area as well.
Okay, that sounds very interesting, man. Now you said you told me this off camera. It's going to be released on Kindle.
Yes, it's going to be released on Kindle initially March the 15th. It's only because we have some production issues right now, but the paperbacks are going to be out within a week or two at the most. But the Kindle is definitely going to be released midnight March the 15th.
Okay, so that's a real McCoy. Now you had mentioned also you're working on book 2 for the real McCoys already. Now you said that already.
Yeah.
You already working
Actually,
on
I was
book
saying
2.
that off camera. I didn't want you to let people
listen,
know that.
I know authors work, so book 1 is going to be released on the 15th.
Right.
And book 2 is in the works.
Yes, most definitely.
Right, well, we won't talk too much about book 2 because we haven't even got book 1 yet.
That's true.
Okay.
But I couldn't end it. The story was it was too much. It was great.
Oh, I mean, the plot and the synopsis for the book is very interesting, and the work that WB Media Group did on the trailer just looks, like a movie or something.
Oh yeah, it was an awesome trailer. I'm very appreciative of your work. Very proud of that trailer.
Yeah, my team works hard in all areas to support authors and what they do. Okay, Real McCoy's dropping on the 15th. Mm-hmm. You had mentioned Ebenezer.
Right.
Off camera, you talked about it a little bit. I know you don't have a release date for this book yet.
No, not yet. It will be within the next 60 days, but I haven't.
Okay, but tell the viewers a little bit about Ebenezer, which is another book that's in the works.
Right.
That Day Publishing is going to be bringing to their readers in a few months. Tell us a little bit about Ebenezer and what that book's about.
Ebenezer is a story. It's not the typical street story. It's a story actually. It's almost like a love story, but it's not a romance. It's a love story between a man whose name is Ebenezer, and he befriends a young lady who has sickle cell anemia.
Okay.
And he joins her basically in her struggle to try to beat that disease. And it turns into, he's a very harsh man. He doesn't have many friends. He's not close to anyone in his family. So for him to befriend this young lady is very out of his character. And it turns into a love story. He really develops love for this little girl that he's never had love before for another individual. It came from the relationship I have with a young lady. Her name is Kayla Roberts. She has sickle cell, and she's been battling with it her entire life. She's 9 years old right now. And that was the motivation for me writing this story. I'm dedicating all the proceeds from that to the Sickle Cell Anemia Association as a result of it. And I'm really excited about that project. That's why I'm taking my time with it, because I want to make sure it's good. I want to make sure that all the readers really appreciate the struggle that kids go through that are suffering with the disease, and I want them to appreciate the relationship that develops from Ebenezer and this young lady.
Now when I heard the title of the book, Ebenezer, the only time I've heard of that name was from Scrooge.
Right.
And he was a guy who was miserable, and he didn't like people, and he hated kids and Christmas and everything. Is that kind of the personality that this character has?
That's exactly the personality. That's why his name is Ebenezer. It's actually based around the Christmas time. I originally planned on releasing it during Christmas, but then I pushed it back. But that's who he is. He's a Scrooge.
Okay.
He's a successful businessman, but he has no personal relationships with anyone. He basically can't stand anyone, especially kids.
Okay.
So for him to develop this relationship with this young girl is so much out of his character, and the love that he develops for her and the things that he ended up doing for her is remarkable. It lets you know that, love can change a lot of people around, can change your character and everything about you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really interested in that story, specifically because you said the girl has a debilitating disease like sickle cell anemia. Mm-hmm. You're donating a portion of the proceeds to sickle cell, and it's a great example of how authors give back.
Right.
I belong to the Alzheimer's Association of Lower Hudson Valley in New York.
Okay.
I'm the official DJ and host for their memory walk events where they walk to raise money to find a cure for Alzheimer's. I've been doing it for 9 years. This is my 10th year.
Okay.
And it's wonderful when you see people participating in charities and giving back and working with nonprofits, man. I really commend you for doing that, man.
Well,
I think that's a great thing that you're doing. We're going to be wrapping up in a few minutes, but before we go, I want to ask you a few questions about the state of literacy, African American literacy for one. There are a lot of authors out here, published, self-published, and looking to be published. What advice would you give to somebody watching this show who says, "Hey, I can write books. I want to write books. I want to be a publisher, but I really don't know what to do"? What advice would you give to those viewers that are watching that have family or friends or even ideas of their own to be publishing?
Well, first of all, learn your craft. If you really want to be a writer, everybody has a story in them. You can sit around and someone can tell you a story. Everybody has a personal story, but a lot of times, if it's something you really want to do, like anything else, you need to learn it first. You need to learn about it. There's different aspects to the writing business. It's actually writing the story, which is actually the easiest part.
Okay.
But then it's the business side, and that's the part with a lot of people, especially in the African American literature, literary community. We don't take the time to learn the business part of that.
Sure. And
see, my business background helped me to kind of, jump a couple of steps because I knew the marketing side, I knew the business side. I've owned several businesses in the past, so that part was the easy part for me. Once I got the creative part down, the writing, I could do the business part. But see, a lot of people don't know the business part.
Learn the business.
And they don't treat it as a business. They treat it as almost like a hobby, and you can't do that.
Okay. Now, we're going to be wrapping up in a few minutes. Gary giving me my signals over there. What do you want to say to your readers and your fans and the viewers that are watching before we go, man? What would you like to say, Davian? To those
Basically,
people?
thank you. That wraps it all up. It still amazes me when someone actually gets, pleasure out of reading in one of my books. It really blows my mind that I can actually write something that someone else will enjoy. So for you to enjoy it, for you to even take the time to read anything that I've written, I just want to say thank you. And I promise to put out only better material each time and try my best, to keep you excited and keep you, wanting to read something by Day Day Publishing and Davian Clifton.
All right, man. Well, again, it's DJ Gatsby, host of the talk show with DJ Gatsby, and we're here on set with my friend, Davian Clifton. Davian, thanks for taking the time to come on the show. Don't forget to check out his books, Long Road to Redemption 1, 2, and 3. Also, his upcoming release, Real McCoys, and Ebenezer, which is going to be released later this year. We'll be right back with my closing statement before I go. And it's DJ Gatsby with the talk show. We'll be right back.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry.
Maybe he can't hear us.
Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Thanks, everybody. Been watching the talk show with DJ Gatsby. Don't forget, the talk show airs Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday on Comcast Channel 99, Verizon Channel 11 at 9:30 and 4:30. It also airs on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Comcast Channel 99, Verizon Channel 11 at 1:30 and 7:30. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate my guest tonight, Davian Clifton. And once again, it's DJ Gatsby, the host of the talk show. Look for me on YouTube and just do the search DJ Gatsby. You can watch all of our shows and everything that we've done. So thank you for watching. See you next time on the talk show with DJ Gatsby.